My name is Kate McMahon, and thank you so much for joining us for What's Happening today. I'm really excited to introduce you to some wonderful folks that are involved with Cape Cod Museum of Art. It's quite a beautiful gem tucked away off of Route 6A in Dennis. And I really recommend that viewers, if you can get over there, if you haven't, it is just a beautiful, beautiful spot. But today I've invited some folks to talk about an exhibit called Creature Comforts. So let me start by first introducing Christina Petruska, who is the head docent at the museum. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Good morning.
Morning. And we also have Teresa Baxa, who is an artist here on the Cape and also has pieces in the permanent collection over at Cape Cod Museum of Art. So Creature Comforts, looking forward to learning more about this exhibit, but if we could start with Christina, could you please explain to us what the role is of head docent?
Well, basically, I'm the sort of administrator, I guess you might say. We meet monthly because out of COVID situation, we have regular docent open times at the museum. We often take around large groups of visitors, bus groups in the summer and school children. And so there's a lot of activity, and that's what we love to do, is to welcome people and introduce them to the museum and take them through the exhibits. Sometimes we have nobody coming when we're there, so we go up to the library and do some more research or make ourselves familiar with the works. So it's a wonderful opportunity to learn as well as to share. Of course, this opportunity that the museum has given us to curate exhibitions is certainly a highlight for us. We are really getting to know the permanent collection. There are over 2,500 works, and this is our sixth exhibition. So we're getting a real familiarity with the collection.
That is amazing, 2,500 pieces. I had no idea. Truly a gem. So just a little bit more detail. So yourself and other docents actually curated this exhibit?
Yes. What we do is we select a theme, and then we have a small committee. We have 22 docents who are active. And what we do is we have a small committee that goes and reviews all the works from that permanent collection, which is on a digital file right now. So we have a thumb drive, and we can go through piece by piece by piece and identify things that we think will meet the spirit of the theme. And then we put that together and make our choices. And then we have them come up from the storage unit, because we have to find out if they're framed, if they're in good condition. And then once we have a final selection, we send that around to all the docents, the larger group. And each docent who's going to participate will choose one or two works and do the research, the background research that results in a wall text that will explain the artist and the work.
That's wonderful. That's great.
It's great fun.
I bet. And we actually have one of the artists that is part of this exhibit, and that's Teresa Baxa. How are you today?
I'm fine, thanks. Good morning.
Good to see you. Some beautiful work behind you in your studio as well.
Thank you.
Was that a winter project or?
Well, actually, it is something I have been working on for about a year. I had to take a break for maybe three or 4 months to do some other work, and I'm back onto it, and it's getting close to being finished.
Lovely.
But I don't know if I should talk about that now, but it has to do with saving. It's called Saving Grace, and it has to do with saving important things. And the pandemic happened right when I was getting started with that. And so it's kind of morphed into a painting that is also about the pandemic. But that brings me to the show that we're talking about, which is Creature Comforts. And I think it's a wonderful thing that the docents had this idea to talk about, or to put an exhibition up about finding comfort in art, because we've all been dealing with the solemnity of this situation, which is just, so incredibly horrific, where humanity is reduced to numbers, and people are isolated and dealing with so many difficult things that it can make us sort of come back to the things that are most important, and sometimes that can be art. And so these images that the docents curated were divided up into groups, and my painting is hanging in the group that's nature and animals and birds. There seems to be quite a few birds. I think we have a yearning with birds. I think we have a yearning to be free and to be able to fly, or there's some sort of a thing about nature, and even our pets, they just have a knowledge of sort of how to get through the world, and we have to sort of find our way. It's more difficult, I think. They're sort of on a clockwork, and so I think when we see images like seagulls lined up on the beach, or any birds in a flock, I think we can relate to the sense of community that they have. And in this case of my painting, I called it group diversity. I was thinking of people being isolated as beings, but together in groups that respect each other and survive and become civil. But and I also in that grouping of the nature and animals, there is a beautiful piece that I just love that I get something from, and it's called The Goat Galloping, or Gallops. The Goat Gallops, maybe? I'm not sure.
That's the LeBeau.
Yeah, Ellen LeBeau. It's a beautiful cut paper collage with this bluish, purplish goat galloping.
Yeah.
So it just has this spirit in it that lifts you. And so I think some art has that effect on people. And so when they're feeling, if the their situation is getting to be too much, art can lift them. And if they actually have this piece in their home or whatever, then it's there with them all of the time, serving that purpose.
Yeah, it is. It is wonderful. Oftentimes, I personally can get lost in a piece of art.
Yeah, there's layers of meaning oftentimes, and it takes a while to get to know a piece of art too. It's when I go to an exhibition, I'm often overwhelmed because I look at the images and I want to see more and understand them. So sometimes there's too many images, and but
so then it's worth a second visit, right?
and another. Art is there, frozen in time, to be revisited.
I love it. I love it. And Creature Comforts is just a wonderful title for the exhibit. And I know it's not all about animals. Christina, is there any other pieces that you would like to talk about?
What we tried to do was have a good diversity of, and I loved Teresa's title, which was Group Diversity, since that's sort of a topic that we're all interested in. And it was just wonderful, the colors and whatnot. But
well, we have the Alfred Glover piece that we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, that's a wonderful. We had that outdoors for quite a while, and it just has such well the colors and the energy of the piece, and it's just so playful. And I think, as Teresa was saying, comfort comes in all manner of things, and that one really is very happy, I guess.
It really makes me smile. And then also what I'm looking at right now is the kitchen sink.
Yep, we tried. Certainly, food was one situation that gives us comfort. And if you see the one at the bottom there, which is waiting for lunch, I think it is, there were several of those. And the kitchen sink, looking out on that view is very calming.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Well, I think based on what I've seen, you guys have done a wonderful job, and I'm looking forward to coming to the museum and visiting and seeing the exhibit. Now, I know that you all are on limited hours right now, so I recommend to our viewers to either call the museum or to look at the website. This exhibit is running through early May. So we're hoping that you're able to go visit Cape Cod Museum of Art. Ladies, is there anything else that you would like to mention before we close today?
Well, I wanted to say that Teresa's work was a favorite, an immediate favorite, when we were making our initial choices. And having an artist participate like this is just so wonderful, because it really, your comments, Teresa, help enrich the information that we have, that we share with visitors. So it's always terrific when we can have thoughts and comments from the artist. And also thank you for agreeing to write the wall text. So it was a wonderful experience. And thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Quite involved. That's great. Well, thank you so much for being with me today, and look forward to seeing you all at the museum sometime soon.
Great.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining me today for What's Happening. And until next time, we'll see you.